I like to say Rodney broke the internet.
Just south of Trinity Bellwoods Park is one of the best reviewed tourist attractions in Toronto. It's this tree. Yes, this tree. This is Rodney. Rodney the tree.
Hey, it's Rodney. Here he is.
And he has over 182 five-star reviews on Google Maps, as well as countless written reviews and photos from tourists who've come from all over the world to see him.
Oh, are you here to see the tree? They're like, yeah, we came from North Carolina just to see this tree.
Hi, I'm Dylan. You're watching Not Exactly Normal, and today I'm meeting the tree that broke the internet. At least a little bit. But let's back up a little bit. Blossom season in Toronto is pure chaos.
This was the scene Sunday in Toronto's Hyde Park.
The cherry blossoms are about to hit peak bloom. They're not there just yet.
Hyde Park's iconic cherry blossoms are beginning to bloom thanks to last week's heat wave, and the crowds are starting to come out.
Crowds are heading to Hyde Park to see the pretty blooms.
Thousands of people are expected to swarm Hyde Park to catch the cherry blossoms.
For a brief period of time, the city turns pink. Cherry blossoms, crabapple trees, magnolias, and various others erupt into color as a final marker of the end of winter. And people, well, they show up.
But once again, the city of Toronto is asking selfie seekers and visitors not to touch the trees in the name of the perfect photo.
Basically, we're asking folks just to respect the trees.
Crowds descend onto Hyde Park in droves, looking to take the perfect photo of them with cherry blossoms for Instagram. And yes, full disclosure, these are totally not cherry blossoms, but I've been traveling for a bit and was away for the peak blossom season, so I'm playing a bit of catch up, and I was sort of hoping to trick you into thinking that whatever this is was a cherry blossom. Are they peonies? I don't know. If you know what it is, please let me know in the comments. I'm not very good at plants. It's a pretty big deal here, like it is in other cities around the world that have cherry blossoms. The City of Toronto has even published an etiquette webpage on how to properly behave around cherry blossoms, likely in response to, you know, people being people and destroying the cherry blossoms by climbing them.
We're asking them not to climb up the trees or pull on any of the branches.
Out of all this cherry blossom craze, Rodney the tree was born. Or he grew out of the ground, I guess. He's an eastern redbud, so he blooms a little bit later than the sakuras in the rest of the city, allowing for a longer blossom appreciation season and becoming an ideal destination for those seeking blossoms, but wanting to avoid the crowds. So I wanted to ask his owner how this all came to be.
My name's Beurklian. This is Rodney the tree, not to be confused with Rodney the person. There used to be a tree here. When I first bought this house, it was a rather large tree and it was quite rotted, so the city came and cut it down. Several years later, they came and they left a note on my door saying that they're going to be planting a tree here. And so I called to ask what tree they were going to plant, and I requested a cherry blossom because I think they're very beautiful trees. And I think that's appropriate for this little patch of grass that I have here, not something so overbearing to the architecture of the house. They said no, and I was like, okay, let me talk to your manager. And I started talking to the manager, and he was like, no, you can't have a cherry blossom. You need something native to this area. So then I did a bit of research and I was like, oh, eastern redbuds are native to this area and they're beautiful trees. So I asked for that and they still said no. And then after several weeks of asking, I had my friend Rodney take care of the matter. He basically, one phone call and Rodney got me the tree. So after that, I decided to name the tree after Rodney, and then I marked it on Google Maps as a tourist attraction, just as this is a point of interest. So then it took off from there.
And what was that like? Like, what were the first moments of it being popular for some reason? Like,
well, at first it was like, you get an odd review, usually in the spring or summer. A tourist would come by and they'd take a selfie with the tree, and then it turned into this like joke, this running joke where people were coming and taking selfies with the tree.
Here's some of those early reviews. Best tree on the block. I've seen a lot of trees. This one is magnificent. Breathtaking. Rodney was everything we expected to be and more. Thank you for sharing these moments of joy with us during our stay in Toronto.
It was very slow at first, and then like one day, just this past March, I think, Rodney went viral. house, I was getting like so many reviews to the point where like Google Maps shut him down. I like to say Rodney broke the internet. So,
That's when I first heard about Rodney, when someone posted a photo of him to the Toronto subreddit, and the post really blew up. And surprisingly, at least for the internet, the reaction has been largely positive, and I've only been able to find one-star review.
For me, the most heartwarming part of the story, or the funniest part, I don't know, is you go on the Google Maps page and there's like dozens and dozens of selfies from people all over the world.
it's as if they came off on a bus. Like this is like a tourist point where like loads of people are coming together.
People claim to have come from as far as Singapore, the Philippines, Sweden, the UK, the States, and all over Canada just to see this tree. Let me read you a review from a person who claims to have come in from New Zealand just to see Rodney. We traveled from New Zealand to Toronto just to see Rodney the tree, and it was definitely worth the jet lag. It was quite the experience. In fact, it was the highlight of our trip around Canada. Though make sure you look at pics first to make sure you don't loudly exclaim, "Oh look, it's Rodney," at a tree that is definitely not Rodney. Whether that's a true story or not, it is very endearing.
There was a family from North Carolina. I happened to be here working on the front lawn, and I heard someone, "Hey, it's Rodney, here he is." And then like, I like looked and I was like, "Oh, are you here to see the tree?" They're like, "Yeah, we came from North Carolina just to see this tree." And like, it was hilarious. So they were such nice people, and really got to sit and chat with them and see the people that like Rodney.
And people love Rodney. Let me read you a few more recent reviews. I love Rodney. Rodney is life. It was a blessing and an honor to visit Rodney today. Rodney is truly one of Toronto's hidden gems. He's growing up so fast. Bless him. Forget the redwoods of BC, Rodney the tree in Toronto is the real arboreal icon that we never knew we needed. I couldn't agree more.
Someone wrote like a beautiful poem, like probably a 6-stanza poem sort of thing. It's really well done.
It's a fairly long poem, but I'll read you a little bit of it. In the realm of nature's grand design, where beauty and grace intertwine, there lived a tree, so humble and true, a gentle soul named Rodney it knew. Rodney's roots delved deep into the earth, no boastful display adorned his frame. Rodney stood steadfast, his spirit grew, a testament to humility's power. So let us learn from Rodney the tree, and let our hearts in kindness rumble. If you want to read the full poem, I've left a link in the description. There's actually a surprising amount of poetry about Rodney. Here's another one. Rodney is a movement. Rodney is my religion. If I don't find a wife, Rodney is my life. Not as, eloquent, but it'll do.
It's kind of funny that a tree is so popular. He's a good little tree. He's got a short window of time when he blooms like this. Eastern redbuds bloom just after the cherry blossom rush. Kind of like the timing's a little off when you get like all the tree tourism. But Rodney gets tourism for another reason, so that's pretty cool.
With the ongoing boycott of Canadian travel to America, it seems that a lot of the people who've reviewed Rodney recently are looking to find places to visit locally. And Rodney, well, he was in the right place at the right time. An adorable little tree that's given people hope and brought them joy in the middle of an otherwise challenging time. I'll leave you with one final review. What can I say? Visiting Rodney the tree with my friends was an unforgettable experience. The gentle sway of his branches inspires both hope and peace. His roots run deep and keep us all a little more grounded in these uncertain times. Well said, Andrew. Rodney is the tree we deserve, not the one we needed. Dated reference? What are some of your favorite weird tourist attractions in Toronto or in your home city? Please let me know in the comments because I'd love to check them out. If you like this sort of thing, please consider subscribing for new episodes of Not Exactly Normal around once a month. Also, I do have a Patreon you can check out, so if you want to support me making these types of videos, please do check it out. Your support on Patreon means I can continue working on this channel full time. Thanks for watching.